Add tracks on the beat.
Meet up in New York City. I am Abby Harris, your host today.
What up, what up? Welcome to Beyond the Blockchain. I am your host, Abby Harris. Good morning. Welcome to Beyond the Blockchain podcast. Man, what's going on here? Welcome to Beyond the Blockchain podcast. They say second time is the charm. So today's topics that we're going to discuss today, we're going to be talking about... What are we going to be talking about? I'm sorry, guys. We're going to be talking about Trump and AI, Bitcoin bullish, rich dad, poor dad, what if Bitcoin will crash, Binance tokens, connecting with ERC-404, crypto airdrops, and it's so funny because, like I said, I guess this is a very important topic. That's why I brought it up twice. And as we start our day with no other than our shameless plug, this is Beyond the Blockchain. If you haven't got a chance to check out some of my other interviews, Pablo Enrique Salgado, Esquire, Side Hustle Law. He was one of my guests. Make sure you tune into some of this stuff. Like, he gives some of the great information. He talks about law. He talks about all types of things within this space. If you're a founder or if you're just starting in the space, a creator of anything, this is definitely one of those interviews that you should definitely check out. But I definitely had a slew of guests come on. Make sure if you had any opportunity to check out my podcast, please do so. Moving on, you know I have to get into these prices today, guys. You know I have to get into these prices today. So what does that mean? We are above 50,000. We've been bouncing back and forth. Y'all know what that sideways movement is about. But do you see this, guys? There are certain movements. I'm just going to scroll through the prices, right? Today is Sunday. Today is an exciting day because it's kind of like if you up to date with the market, you're watching when the markets are closing in the other sides of the hemisphere and where the markets are opening and what your potentials are. See, there are opportunities that are presenting themselves in this time period. And you kind of need to be on top of what's going on if you want to take full advantage of these opportunities by buying or selling or hollering or catching the vibe or the wave. This is a way. Well, if you like something that you're interested in, that you want to invest in, but once again, this is not financial advice. I'm not giving no financial advice whatsoever. They go my two friends, Sui, the twins, and we go down to my other one that I always like to talk about. It is called. Where we go, because it is in decentralized financing and it is helium, and we're still a little under that $9. Moving on to my favorite crypto friends. So we know that I've been talking about a correction. We also have been talking about altcoins, right? Altcoins is going on. What altcoins do you feel that is going to pump for you? And my favorite crypto ash says that Sol pumped 10,000% since 2021. Cash pumped 5,000% in 2022. INJ pumped 4,000% in 2023. And which other altcoin will gain that same type of momentum in 2024? Do you have any idea? Because it is alt season. Boom. I like to create lists of things that I've seen that I says, you know what, this seems interesting, and it's all about what you choose to do in this space. So as I scroll through the list, you can make your objectives of, okay, this is interesting, this is not interesting, this is something I'm gonna look at, or if you say, yo, what coins is going from 5x to 100x? I need to know what is that coin that is gonna 100x it, right? If that's what you want, you're chasing like a pin in a haystack in this space, then you can do that. But here's a list. Here's a safe space, a 3x BTC and ETH, right? A safe space of a 5x to a 10x. These are lists, right? 10x to 20x. I'm just gonna scroll through the list. 10x to 20x. I talk about H-bar. They go 11 and 12. Sui and Sewell. They go my two that I always talk about all the time. Algorand. A lot of people talk about Algorand. Near. Shout out to all my people over at Near. Right? I hope this Wu coin ain't what's his name? Ain't Ric Flair coin Wu coin. If it is, that'd be funny. Risky 20 to 50x. ARC. Okay. Y'all see what it is? 50 to 100. Is there anything on there that seems interesting to you? Oh, excuse me, 50 to 200. Right? And that is the list. So there are other coins and tokens we talk about all the time, but moving back into my other crypto pal, which is Crypto Rover, and as he's talking about where we are standing at in this space and what corrections and what is the potential of things can happen in this space, what does he say today?
Straight away pushed towards the upside, broke the downward sloping resist line I talked about yesterday, and currently is pushing towards the upside. So while this is happening, I still want to be pointing out we are currently in a weekend, so indeed it is a little bit more dangerously to be having such a big breakout over the course of the weekend. But before going further in towards the technical analysis, I quickly want to talk about some very important data points in the market, and that is that first of all, Bitcoin is currently hitting all-time highs in terms of open interest, and basically the last times we've been seeing these levels is of course in the previous bull market on Bitcoin back in 2021, and basically high amounts of open interest means that a lot of people are trading and are trying to forecast where Bitcoin is heading towards. And while this is happening, we're seeing that the funding rates are actually quite high, what means that everyone is in a long position and they're willing to actually pay a premium to be having that position open. It means that there's a lot of liquidity being built up below us, and we can actually see it here on the liquidation heat map that there is some liquidity being built up below us, also still above us. So it's still a little bit balanced here, but it does point out that there is a little bit more risk in the market right now for having long positions open. And I want to be clear here, because if I'm looking at the data and if I'm looking at the charts, we're creating a super bullish bull flag pattern here on Bitcoin that is about to be having a massive continuation towards the upside. But while all the data points on chain are currently pointing me out, okay, markets are looking to get overheated, and at this point I would rather be a little bit more safe. So what I am personally doing here, guys, I am with all my wealth long on Bitcoin because I'm holding it spot on all different kinds of altcoins. So I am not going to be opening up a long position on this breakout right here. I've been thinking about this many times before. While I still think we are actually going to be having a bullish breakout, I'm not going to do it because it's just going to be bringing a little bit too much risk for me in towards the markets. Because for me,
see, now that's the thing. It's up to what you choose and what you choose to risk. If you want to play the safe side, you play the safe side. If you want to risk it, throw your eggs in the basket. But once again, this is not financial advice. This is what we see that this thing is going. Moving on. Rich Dad Poor Dad author unveils what would he do if Bitcoin crashes. Right? What would he do? What would you do if Bitcoin crashes? The funny thing is that you wouldn't even believe what he said he'd do.
I am often asked what happens if Bitcoin crashes. My reply is the same for Bitcoin, gold, or silver. My reply is I would be happy and I would buy more once the crashing stops. All market crashes are assets going on sale, which is my favorite four-letter word.
Sale, S-A-L-E. So, if it crashes, what would you do? Buy more. Come on now. These are all the signs. We seeing signs. Zcash jumps more than 20% after digital asset manager Grayscale proposes a new privacy ETF to the SEC. So you know what that does, right? What does that does? Woo, wait, where we go? I done skipped somewhere. Is it here? No. What does that do for us? That does what? That makes us say, hey guys, what is Zcash actually trading at today? Is that something that I have in my portfolio? Is that something that I need to look at and have a clear understanding? What is Zcash? Zcash is for the new age, a simple, secure digital currency that protects your privacy for everyday purchases, sending money to your friends and your favorite crypto applications too. Oh yeah, so why would Zcash and Grayscale get together, right? Why? Don't ask why. It makes sense. Look at this. Once again, like I use the tools to have a clear understanding of what is happening in the space before I decide to think about being a part of any company. What I may see that there is opportunity, the first thing I do is make sure that I see all the tools, like the Twitter space, the Reddit, the Discord, the Telegram. Where is all of this happening? What does their website look like? What is the white paper? What are they trading at, right? This is all the stuff that I look at prior to deciding to get into the place. Now, here's the funny thing. I know a lot about Zcash because in the midst of me running one of the largest crypto groups in New York City, we had Zcash as on the panel. And that was one of the great nights of my experience in dealing with Zcash. And you know, it's so funny. I'm thinking I might even have I have to think about what's going on in the Zcash space. But moving on. Binance Web3 wallet announces massive crypto giveaway to celebrate ERC 404 integration. We talked about this. We are moving into a space that has came across my desk 2 and 3 times, and that is called tokenization. Tokenization of physical assets. I pulled up that company that is doing the tokenization type style loan shark pawn shop, because they had watches that you can tokenize and loan money on, which was the craziest thing in the world. But have every expectations that we will be moving into a space where tokenization is the most common thing with physical and digital assets that are involved. So I told y'all guys a long time ago, you said, yo, where do you get ERC 404 tokens from? Guess where you get them from? Uniswap. Right? This is where you get Pandora. Uniswap. You won't ask me? Look, this is where it's trading at. This is where it's trading at. This is where you, if you decide to get you some Uniswap, this is where Pandora for 404 ERC 20 and I said 404 ERC. ERC 404, which is ERC 20 and ERC 722 that had a baby. So that they able to make a fraction lot. They able to tokenize. So moving on, because I'm jabbering right now. 46% largest crypto airdrops peak within 14 days. Now, people always ask me, how do you collect your profits on airdrops? Look, they got a layup. Here's the layup today. They showing you how do you, like when airdrops hit, right? When is the best time to sell the airdrops? When is it? Because sometimes airdrops come, you hold them, say, oh, they're going to go to the moon, and then they're worth all of this, and then next thing you know, they're worth nothing, and you're holding a bag of tokens with a project that you hope that's going to happen, and maybe something happened or didn't happen or was supposed to happen, I don't know. But what you're supposed to do is capture the opportunity when it presents itself. When to sell airdrops. 46% of top airdrops hit all-time high in 2 weeks. Y'all hear that? In 2 weeks. So why not sell your airdrops in 2 weeks? Sell them, let them drop, and come back and buy them back. What they say, buy the dip, right? Sell high, buy the dip. Sell high, buy the dip, baby. Riot platform boosts BTC outage by 19% in 2023, mined 6,626 bitcoins. While several Riot platform competitors mined more Bitcoin in 2023, Riot is preparing for 2024 Bitcoin's halving, acquiring 66,000 mining rigs from MicroBT. So, I have a question for you guys. Have you ever heard of this company, Riot Platform, which is a mining company? Well, I haven't. This is actually the first time that I'm laying my eyes on it. It came across my desk. And Riot shares are potentially trading at $14.85. And this is something that is very important, right? Because if this is a mining company, right, we know that mining companies mine crypto and Bitcoin. And if we're coming into a space where it's right at the halving and the Bitcoin is going to do a retrace and before it goes to the moon based off of last cycles, right, then maybe this is something that I need to look at. What is Riot, right? What is the Riot platform? Oh man, this might be something that is very interesting. I'm not telling you that this is financial advice. I'm not telling you that you should do anything, but I'm just happen to just be scrolling along and I came across this company called Riot, which does Bitcoin mining. And if you have things in the portfolio that you say, hey, maybe this may be something interesting that I need to look at, then hey. But once again, this is not financial advice. This is just me looking at things and I say, oh man, this looks like something. This isn't made up. Once again, like I say, things that I like really looking at and paying attention to, things that have real world impact. And this looks like something that may have real world impact, right? Yeah. Okay. Right it is. The new era of digital money, collateral on chain. Oh, you know what? You know why this is on my screen today? Guess why? Shout out to Big John from Brooklyn. He always shoots this in my Instagram. He always talks about it. Right, he's been talking about it since I met him. He's been on it, and today I said, you know what, I'm gonna do some analytics. I'm gonna pull it up, see what it's about, right? And you know, I have my like little cert and checks and balances about things that I like to check out, right? And that is where this thing is at. Like, do they have a community, which it already displays that they have a Discord, they have a chat group, they have a Reddit, a Twitter page, they have a website, they have white papers, and they even have a GitHub. So, you know, these are like my checks and balances. So what is AMPS? It's a new era of digital money. On chain. Once again, I'm not giving you guys financial advice. This is just something that I seen that one of my friends talked about all the time, and like I said, I just wanted to put it up. And you do your research. You figure out if there's something that you're interested in. You know, the biggest topic of today. I'm almost there, right? But I will get there. But Twitter is rolling out a phone, audio and phone you can call on your Twitter. I don't see why not for non-paying users. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I can't see, because we already do everything on Twitter. Why not have phone calls, right? It's slowly rolling out. Okay, here we go.
We're slowly rolling out audio and video calling to non-premium users. Try it out now. You can also choose to allow calls from everyone, he wrote. Users will be able to find the new feature in the messaging settings of the app. Enable audio and video calling is already turned on as of Saturday morning. Users will have the option to choose if they want to receive calls from people in their address book, people they follow, verified users only, or everyone.
That's really cool, because that's the first question I was gonna ask. Like, I don't want everybody on Twitter calling me. But now, let me ask you a question. How does this, if we know that they've been saying that is a high number of bots inside of Twitter, how do you know this is not a new form of robocalling that you'll be getting, right? Is Twitter going to be able to be compatible against robocalling, people just calling your phone? Even though I understand it says you can have people inside your network or outside your network, but what about spamming or spam calls? Where does that leave us within this space, right? Okay, guys, this is the topic of today. The topic of today. Trump dad. Listen, man. This is the issues that I have right now with AI. First of all, we all know that there's no chill button on the internet, right? There's no chill button. So now you're trying to say this man's dead father is coming to, somebody created this thing about his dead father. What type of hurt and pain are you guys using? This is a shame. Like, for me, it's just like, personally, like, this is his dad. Let his dad stay in peace. Like, this is very, very disrespectful. But I'm not going to lie. It's a little funny. I'm not going to lie, right? It is funny. I watched it. It is funny. It is disrespectful. But there should be something against this, right? Because people have certain sentimental memories of their family members. For someone to take an AI and do this about your family member that you care about or deeply about, this is where AI is going. And these are some of the things that I feel that should be protected against AI. Even though it is taking jobs and everything else, but it is also being disrespectful. I don't even know what other words to say about this, but check it out. Most likely I'll get flagged because of the music, but just check it out.
Donnie, I always knew you'd blow it. You were always a fool, a joke, low rent. I bailed you out so many times. Your deals were all garbage. You couldn't even make money off a casino, you fuck up. I'm ashamed you have my name. Everyone knows why the women leave you. You're boring, broke. And I told you not to get fat. You pay porn stars and you're weak down there. Your kids hate you, especially the girl. How did a son of mine turn out so damn dumb? The brand I built is crap because of you. You're trash. You'll be lucky to stay out of jail. I may have lost my mind, but I never lost my business. I've been dead 30 years, and I'm still ashamed of you.
This ad was generated in whole.
Add tracks on the beat.
You know, I didn't realize that I didn't have no audio on. That is my mistake. But I'm going to run through this real quick, right? Here's the thing, because I was talking about this before I left. Oh, man. I was talking about this before I left. Get a chance to go on to Casper Sky Daily. There are crypto drainers. Try not to allow yourself to be a victim of scams by signing on to any and every application that asks for your Web3 address, right? Because some of these are scammers. Do not keep all your funds in one wallet. If you do decide to use or join other platforms, decentralized platforms that require your address, do not use a wallet with all your funds because they have ways to drain your wallet, right? It can be anything. Somebody could send you a link and you click in and you're not sure. So be very careful about what you do. Please do your due diligence and not allow yourself to be victim. This is Beyond the Blockchain podcast. I do this each and every day at 10 a.m. Make sure you tune in. I have a lot of guests that I have on my podcast. And thanks for tuning in. See you guys same bad time, same bad channel. Peace.
Add tracks on the beat.
In New York City, I am Abby Harris, your host today.
What up, what up? Welcome to Beyond the Blockchain. I am your host, Abby Harris.